Hey, what's going on? It's Black97 here, back in another pack break. Today we've got a solid stack of mail, courtesy of the legendary HotShotFrontier, but also including this little slide for the Sky Dragon. Pretty cool. Probably one of the more underrated of the Egyptian god cards. I know a lot of people, myself included, talk about stuff like the Winged Dragon of Ra or even Obelisk the Tormentor, but this guy's really cool. Being able to destroy all those lower attack monsters, and just having that massive attack boost with all the cards in your hand. Plus he's got 2 sets of mouths, so that's pretty terrifying. Really cool stuff. In any case, let's jump in today's mail, starting with Arch Nemesis Protoss, another copy for the binder collection. Just looks really cool. Also a giant serpent, kind of like Slide for the Sky Dragon, so a little bit of a theming there. Speaking of Nemesis cards, we also picked up a copy of Nemesis Flag. I want to collect all the Nemesis cards just because all their designs look really cool. I think Flag is probably one of my favorites just because cool little horseman motif, plus he's got his little pointy spear, so that's really neat. We were also sent in a few deck cores, and starting off with the first one is Thunder Dragons with the most infamous Thunder Dragon Colossus. Pretty awesome effect to lock down your opponent from adding cards from deck to hand except by drawing them, and pretty great summoning condition of you could use a Thunder Dragon and a Thunder monster, or you could just tribute a Thunder effect monster that activates effect that turn. Which also happens to be a Nemesis monster in the form of Corridor. So, nice little synergy between Nemesis and Thunder Dragon cards. So, might see a deck profile based on that in the coming months. Up next, we have a full playset of Thunder Dragon Titan. I think I had a couple copies of this, but picking up another playset just because he looks really cool. Just such a menacing monster. A nice little, almost like Blue Eyes Ultimate for Thunder Dragons, just a 3-headed thunder monster, so really cool effect, really cool just design, can't really hate on that. Up next we have a full playset of Thunder Dragon Hawk. Again, just awesome designs, really like these cards. Always observe the archetype from kind of afar, so finally getting all the cards and going through their effects is super cool for me. Up next, we have Thunder Dragon Dark, so this is kind of the retrain of the original Thunder Dragon, which you can also run as well as a pretty good deck thinner, just being able to discard, search itself, or a couple copies, make a fusion, banish them out for your Chaos monsters. There's a ton of stuff you can do with Thunder Dragons. 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Roar! This one's just a great copy or target for Gold Sarcophagus. Always enjoy kickstarting my plays based on that. They're just really cool cards, especially this one. Kind of has like a tiger pose almost, or design. Really cool stuff. On to our next deck core. We've got an interesting one with Unchained Soul. It's mostly the extra deck monsters, but I primarily used it to pick up a couple copies of Unchained Soul, Lord of Yama. This is going to go into a bunch of Fiend decks, so picking up a few copies of this, or at the very least, we can just throw it into the binder collection because he does look really cool. Up next, we have 3 copies of Unchained Soul of Rage. All the Unchained Soul monsters just look absolutely fantastic. Soul of Rage is no exception. Up next, we have a full playset of Unchained Soul of Anguish. Kind of like the blue coloring of Rage a little bit more, but Anguish being just this nice crimson red with the twins featured on the artwork is really cool. Very menacing. Not as menacing, though, as the ultimate Unchained monster, Unchained Abomination. That just looks terrifying. Absolute monstrosity there, but definitely like it because it's the Prismatic Secret, so automatically gets a pass in my book. On to some miscellaneous cards. We've got a full playset of Infernoble Knight Oliver. Always a sucker for Infernoble Knight cards, so these guys will go flying around somewhere. Probably working on an Infernoble Adventurer deck, so collecting a few copies of that. And to help out with that, HotShotFrontier was kind enough to send in a Rite of Armaseer and a Water Enchantress of the Temple. Great for just getting our Adventurer token combo started, but also finally managed to secure my first copy of Fateful Adventure. I have tons of copies now of Water Enchantress and Rite of Armaseer, which is great because I can splash it into a ton of decks. Splash. But now finally having the Fateful Adventure itself, this will be absolutely vital to our combos, just being able to make those tokens and get our plays going from there. And then finally, we also got a quarter century secret rare as a bonus. HotShotFrontier knows I'm a sucker for Cyber's cards, so he was kind enough to send in a Deco Talker. Sweet! This is probably one of the first Link monsters I picked up. That and... I'm trying to think of what... I think Honeybot was the other one that I first grabbed, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. This is just super cool. This is definitely taking me back all the way to like 2017. Ah, those were the days. That and Firewall Dragon. Just so many great Cyberse monsters. I'd go in depth more, but this video would turn into like an hour. So in the interest of keeping our time short, that'll pretty much do it for today's pack break. Big thanks again for HotShotFrontier for sending in all these cards and decors, for sending in the little cipher. It's really cool. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time, hopefully for an equally just as big pack break.